don't just say, this person can't snore. Me, I can never marry a snorer. You guys are going to clash so much that you'll be tempted to break up. How many people are you going to live with before getting married? No, I can't hear. I can't hear.
Let me introduce you.
The question I got was, what is it like living with your spouse for the very first time? And so I figured in answering that question, I might as well talk about whether to move in with your spouse or with your partner before marriage. Is it a good idea to live with your boyfriend or girlfriend whilst dating? Hi, hello, my name is Adenike or Olori Esho. I create content around love, marriage, and lifestyle, and if you're interested in this video or others, please go ahead and subscribe and thumbs up the video. The first question is why? Why do you want to move in with someone you're not married to? Just why? Apparently, there are benefits to living together before getting married. So let's consider some of those benefits, okay? Splitting the bills. It eases the financial burden on you compared to if you were living alone. But are you really splitting the bills? Oh, we're going to get to know each other better. Oh, Adenike, we're going to be spending more time together. Are you really? Maybe one of the benefits is, we get to have a lot of sex. Oh, okay, this one is good. This one is good. It gives you the opportunity to test run the marriage. You cannot test run marriage. These are supposedly some of the reasons why people decide to live together before getting married. The question I want you to ask yourself is, if some of these benefit you in the long run, how many people are you going to live with before getting married? I am not a fan of, or I do not personally recommend couples living together before getting married. And I'll give you 10 reasons why. Number one, the first few months of living together with someone for the first time are hard, especially when you're being yourself and when the person you're living with is being his or herself. Unless if they're faking it or if they're just tolerating you, which shouldn't be. If you're being genuine in the relationship you're in, you're going to have behavioral clashes. Your personalities are going to clash. Your preferences are going to clash. You guys are going to clash so much that you'll be tempted to break up. And that's where marriage comes in. Because when you're married, you know that, sis, this is it. So we better figure it out. If you're going to be keeping the toilet seat up or down, if you're going to be pressing the toothpaste from the middle or from the bottom, figuring it out is the option you have when you're married. Number two, no more personal space for you. If you're living together because you're couples, they're definitely sharing the same bedroom, you're sharing the same toilet, you're sharing the same kitchen, the same living room. You don't have personal space. Whilst you are dating and living apart, you can vex and use your vex money and go home. You guys can have an argument and you both go your separate ways. Cool off in your respective homes, calm down, call each other, and then love continues. But when you are living together and you're not yet married, you have no personal space. And so you're thinking, oh, no, this ain't gonna work. But you're only thinking that way because, again, the commitment and the covenant of marriage is not there. Moreover, I recommend for people to try as much as possible, if they can afford it, live alone before getting married, or live in your father's boys' quarters. Experience the responsibilities of living alone and experience that space. I lived alone for years before I got married, and listen, those were some of the best times. Like, I will not trade them. And that also helps you know yourself better. But all of these things are things you don't have when you are living with your boyfriend or your girlfriend. And that's going to lead me into number 3, which is the fact that the marriage is in the commitment, not in the cohabitation. There are couples that live apart all over the world and they're doing fine and their marriage is doing fine and they're growing, but they are still very much married because the commitment is in the marriage. It's not in the fact that we are living together. But when you're living with someone, there is no commitment there. Number 4, when you're living with someone that you're not married to, it's very easy for you to pay extra attention to their bad habits and just consistently feel annoyed or irritated by this person. You're going to start noticing the person's bad habits and annoying habits that you might think you cannot live with. Because there are some things we see on social media. Oh, don't marry this person. Don't marry that kind of person. Okay, so who is going to marry you? Or who are you going to marry? People have bad habits. It is only natural. I have bad habits. You have bad habits. And what makes it worse is the fact that what I consider to be a bad habit might not be what you consider to be a bad habit. And so we are clashing because we have different understanding and different orientations, which is not anybody's fault, only because we grew up differently. But when you're married, you figure it out. Again, like I said earlier, you don't pay attention to it. You don't dwell on it. You figure out a way to either deal with that person's bad habits or make them change or help them understand how that bad habits affects you. Like you look for solutions, for way outs. You don't just say, this person can't snore. He's a snorer. Me, I can never marry a snorer. Okay, sis? Especially if the guy is perfect in every other aspect, but then he snores. And so you're waking up at night and you're like, oh my gosh, I cannot deal with this for the rest of my life. Okay. And that reminds me of something my pastor once said. He said that there are things that very long-term relationships or cohabiting reveals in relationships that if found out in the covenant or within the covenant of marriage, you are able to still work out, versus if found out whilst you are still dating, it's just easier for you to break up and just say you're not doing again. Number 5, if you're living together, then I'm assuming that you don't even have marriage in sight. You guys are not really keen on getting married, so it's cool. Whether we get married or not, we're cool. We're just gonna live together and see how it goes, especially as the woman. Because why is he going to propose if you're already doing everything that comes with being married? Especially as the woman, there is something about considering a place your home. Like, this is my home, so I pay extra attention to it. I don't wait for my husband to do certain things. I just do it. Do you understand? Because this is my home. I also want it to smell a certain way. I want it to look a certain way. You know, I want it to feel a certain way when guests come. I'm going to wash the dishes. If my husband eats without washing his plates and he dumps it, I'm not going to get angry. I'm not going to say, well, I ain't your slave. No, I'm going to carry the plates and wash them. But little things like that, when you're living together, like, okay, maybe he eats and leaves his dishes in the sink, and then you're like, who did you leave your plates for? To come and wash? Do I look like your house girl? Is that why you brought me here? But my point is, you start looking at things as if, oh, I'm your girlfriend, not your maid. Versus if you guys were married, you'd be thinking, oh, this is my home. Dating is the period where you're supposed to enjoy your individual spaces and at the same time come together and have fun. But when you start living together, you start living as if you're already married. So what is the point of getting married if we're already living like it? Number 6, let's say that you do get married after living together. Great. Where is the excitement of being newlyweds? Where's the passion? Where are the thrills and feels of being newly married? It's just more like you're still falling back into the same routine that you might have set in place. Number 7, unfortunately, the relationship doesn't work out. That's so sad. That's unfortunate. What's going to happen? No, I can't hear. What's going to happen to the properties? Everything you both invested in. I'm talking about maybe you guys wanted to buy a TV, a bigger TV, a better TV. You decide to put money together, you buy it. Or you decide, oh, I don't like the paint of our bedroom. We're going to paint it this color. You're putting money in this, in that, little things here and there, household appliances. You're investing in the relationship. By all means, invest in your relationship, whether dating or married, to the level of comfort that you have or whatever. But if you guys unfortunately break up, what's going to happen to the things you invested in, to the properties you invested in, especially if it's now a messy breakup again. When you're married and you're living together and you're buying things together and all of that, there are certain protections that being married gives you. You know, legally, you have certain protections. But when you are just cohabiting, there is no legal protection for you. So as you're investing and you're pumping money into that relationship, just keep that in mind. Like, God forbid, God forbid. Number 8, I mentioned earlier that the idea might be, oh, you know, the bills are cheaper for us, we can manage our finances together. Let me just tell you, before you can decide to manage your finances with someone, it requires a certain level of trust. But the other side of it is financial issues can stress out a relationship. See, there are certain questions I can ask my husband now, because he's my husband, about money and how we are spending it and what we are doing with it and how we are planning, that I most probably couldn't have asked him when we're just doing boyfriend and girlfriend. Because financial issues are very sensitive and they can stress out a relationship a whole lot. Like, they can put a burden on your relationship. You never know where it's going to come from. And again, when you're married, covenant of being married, we are in this together. 2 is now 1. You're just dating and you realize that, oh, this person is not managing our finances the way I think they should be managed, and the person is like, oh, how can you be telling me how to spend my money? Number 9, test running the marriage. Great. What is the guarantee that that person is not going to change after getting married? That the person is not faking it or pretending or just trying to impress you whilst you're test running it. Because it's after getting married, whether you live together or not, that the true color starts to shine through. And then you'll be like, but you didn't used to do this when we were living together and before we got married. Sis, you've been played. Number 10, are both of you on the same page regarding living together and everything else that comes with it? As a woman, don't just because, oh, he said I should come live with him, pack your bags and go live with him. Do you want to live with him? Or if you decide to get a place, get an apartment together, you know, get a car together, invest in properties together, are you both on the same page regarding all these things? I have friends, or I've known people who have cohabited successfully whilst dating, and it worked out for them, and that's fine, you know, that's great. And if after keeping all of these things in mind, you still decide that's something you want to do, then absolutely go for it. But would I recommend it? No. But hey, I'm human, you know, I'm always open to learning and seeing things from other people's perspectives. So please go ahead and educate me in the comment section if you feel like, you know, maybe I missed out on some points, or you feel like, you know what, there are other benefits to living together before getting married that I did not mention. Please let me know down below in the comment section. And also, you know, check out my other videos. I have very interesting, awesome videos on the channel that I want you guys to see. And whilst you're at it, subscribe to the channel. Very important. Thank you so much for watching. I love you so much, and I will see you again very, very soon. You know how we do it. Remain in God, and God bless you. Bye.